Well, good Saturday morning, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. It is Saturday. It's the end of January, for crying out loud. How did we get here so quickly? I don't mean to complain, but you know what? It's odd. Weather-wise, I think it's been almost since last year since we've seen the sunshine here in the mid-Michigan area. The past few days in particular, it's just been foggy as all get out. It's less foggy today. How's that? I'm sure that'll clear up. And for those of you who are lifelong Michiganders, Michiganians like myself, maybe you can help me out here. Are we in the late to mid faux winter, or are we in early false spring? I don't even remember on that. But the snow that we got past few weeks is melting away. And sorry, I'm going to check something here. And I think we're live on Instagram. Maybe we are or not. All right, I'm trying to check that. So, holy cow, we got some comments. I guess I better get saying hello this morning to everyone, and then we'll get on with our business for today. Let's see. Mellow Yellow, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, somebody remembers TV6. Oh, okay, that was early 90s, mid 90s. So much appreciated, Mellow Yellow. Yes, I remember TV6 very, very well. Betty saying good morning from Toledo. Thank you for being here as well. Mellow checking back in. Go Lions. That is tomorrow. Yeah, unless you're a Packer fan. I don't know where I stand on that. Never been a bandwagoner, but yeah, go Lions. You guys go for it. Wish they were playing the Pack instead of San Francisco, but hey, there you go. There we are. Chuck saying good morning as well. Good morning to you, sir. And Mr. Steve Carlson, the one, the only, wet and dreary. You know what the cure for wet and dreary weather is? Vinyl. Spin that. Well, if you need some new stuff, you can come there as well. Pat saying good morning, record enthusiasts as well. As Paul saying hi from Saginaw. Thank you for being here. Jennifer as well saying good morning. Man, you guys are really lighting things up this morning. Must be just the perfect day to sit inside. I am doing well, Jennifer, and I hope you guys are as well. Good morning from Grand Rapids as well. Fred, yep, I see you there, Fred. And speaking of the west side, Gray on the west side, Rick, good morning to you as well. Dan saying hi, and yeah, great, yep. This was a Christmas present from Katie. So yeah, I'm finally getting around to sporting that t-shirt now that we're in t-shirt weather here. We're in the mid 30s. It's t-shirt weather in Michigan. False spring. There we go. Jim, thanks for being here. Jeff giving us a wave. Hi, how are you, sir? Oh, hold on here. Mellow Yellow worked with me at TV6. Oh, the mystery deepens. I'm going to have to figure out who you are. Send a message. I worked at TV6 for, well, technically 3 different times. I worked there twice as a reporter anchor, and then once even before that. I have to go back into the 80s for that one. TV6, Marquette, Michigan. Great TV station up there. Well, they were when we were there, but no, I'm kidding. It's still doing the good work up there. Thanks again for being up there and watching. Okay, lots of stuff going on today. I've got a few new releases to talk about, and a couple of the collectibles that went up in yesterday's drop video I want to touch on before we run out of time from saying hi to everybody. But again, this is great. I love seeing this many people coming on and checking us out on a Saturday morning as we're talking about stuff here. And I think that the Instagram thing is working again. So if you're watching us from Instagram, hey, I don't know how I can interact with you much live otherwise with that, but that's how it goes. I have to see if there's Instagram comments, mostly YouTube comments. That's great to see though too. Okay, before the end of the year, probably back, I think prior to Record Store Day, Black Friday, I had mentioned that one of our main distributors, and this was the subject actually on the podcast, two guys talking about records that I do with Steve Carlson. We mentioned that one of our distributors, one of the biggest in the country, was going out of business at the end of 2023. So that was kind of a little shockwave. I've been working with this particular distributor in my rep, Ken Norton. You guys may remember him from some of the stuff that we had done on YouTube prior to one of our older shows on YouTube. But it was kind of a big rumble. We were okay, but I was just going to try to go it alone with our lone distributor, the one that we had left, and things are working pretty good. Well, that being said, we have now officially picked up a second vinyl distributor, back into it again with another major one. This one is called All Media Supply, and by gosh, my good friend Ken Norton is there now, and he is also my rep. So he moved on from that old one into this new one, and we are working together once again to bring you guys some great vinyl. So here's the good news. I began just yesterday. We got hooked up with this distributor official, so I've already got an order placed and we're good to go. But in poking around their inventory, I've noticed, well, this is something I've not seen from distributors. I've gotten a hold of these before through various means, but I'm seeing lots of unofficial releases in the distributor. I'll call them unofficial. That's what they are according to Discogs, but you may know them by another name, and that name being bootleg. Now, I think Steve and I are going to do something on bootlegs and the ethics of buying and selling bootleg albums. And I mean, these bootlegs have been around as long as records have been pressed. People just trying to cash in on them. And we can get into bigger, deeper discussions about bootlegs and whether or not they're good for collectors or artists. I know they're not great for artists, but they do serve a purpose. So now all of a sudden I'm seeing that these are more readily available to me through this distributor. Unofficial titles rather. So you're likely to start seeing them because I personally dig them. I mean, their concerts, their BBC type radio shows, which the copyright, that's another issue in through there. So the end result is that you're likely to start seeing some of these working their way into the Friday vinyl drops here at Radio Wasteland Records, simply because personally speaking, I like them. And especially if they're like rare concerts or appearances from bands that I really dig. So I'm seeing some Zeppelin, some Floyd in there. There's some Rush. They're hitting all my buttons as far as those go, but there's a lot of other ones as well. So I will continue to explore this new distributor. It's going to be a good thing for us to be hooked up with these guys as well. It's going to keep the flow. I'm already finding some things that have been on back order, for crying out loud, for months and months. I'm finding them at this other distributor. So those of you who have been sitting on some back ordered items, you might get a call from me in the next couple of weeks as we as we delve into this new relationship with All Media Supply. So very happy to announce that. Very happy to be working with Ken once again, and happy to be bringing you guys very unique and cool vinyl here at our store. So let's see. Gary's saying good morning, Jeff. Bring on the bootlegs, and all for it. Yep, you guys are all for it. I'm sorry, Jeff. You got it. Unofficial releases. We're going to maintain the integrity here. Okay, speaking of officially licensed things, this got by me. It's been in the background. Announced last year, I finally got a hold of a couple. The blue one's gone, but this is the Spin Clean. You guys know that we use and endorse and just sell and thoroughly enjoy the Spin Clean products. Last year, to go on with the Beatles red and blue reissues, they released a red and blue Spin Clean. The blue one's gone. I have got a red Spin Clean left for any of you Beatles fanatics that want the red one. Regular price Spin Clean, $80, same as the other one. Comes and works just the same as the, comes with everything and works just the same rather as the other Spin Clean does. So interested, let me know. We might be able to get some more of those if we can go from there. A couple more. Let's see. Pat saying, oh, good. Love the chats with Ken. I chatted with him the other day, and it's good to be back up and running, like I said. And Melly Yellow, stop in this summer to say hi. I am looking forward to that. Enjoy the thaw. Is it thawing? I know it's thawing up there a little bit. Okay, on to the releases. A couple of things. We'll get through these fairly quickly. 2 copies of this in, and I was actually really excited about this and remain so because a copy of the Smithereens Lost album was opened for quality control purposes and spun at the Gleason household last evening. Kim and I are both fans, Kim especially, fans of the Smithereens. I've got some of their old OG vinyl. This is called the Smithereens Lost album. It was recorded, I believe, in 1992 and then lost in 1993. Well, they were in between record contracts. They were switching over, and they were trying to record this for their new label, and then the things just happened, and this album was never released. It was found in 2022, released on compact disc and digitally. Now we finally have a vinyl version of this, and it's actually really cool. Now, the master tapes were destroyed in a fire from what I'd read, but they still had some other backup copies to go from. I couldn't tell. This thing sounds very good. And if you are a Smithereens fan, I will peg this as kind of more, since it is obviously the 90s Smithereens, more of the later stuff from the likes of 11 and not from, their Blood and Roses era, their earlier stuff, which I really like. But this is more of the late type Smithereens. Very cool stuff on here as well. It is a single LP on metallic gold vinyl. It looks really nice. And according to the hype sticker and my info on this, only 1,000 copies of this were pressed. I imagine we'll get some other ones down the line, but the metallic gold is going to be limited to that 1,000 copies. I've got 2 copies left in the store. If you're a Smithereens fan, you can get that. I met Jim Babjack many years ago in the late 80s while they were touring. When I was working for a radio station, we interviewed him. Cool stuff. Kind of, if he remembered where he was. Also released yesterday, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, an anniversary reissue on smoke-colored vinyl, 50th anniversary. I got my OG out to spin. Not an OG, I've got a mid-80s reissue of this. I forgot how good of a Black Sabbath album this is. It's a good one. I'll have to put that up there with Volume 4. So now we've got a few of those in store for you Sabbath fans. It's a great album. Another repressing of Journey's Greatest Hits. Knocked the price down a little bit. This thing was a little outrageous. We've got ours down to $41, but it's a double LP of Journey's Greatest Hits. Reissue of that for you Journey fans. And onward now to the Now Playing series. These are some of the what am I looking for here? The word on the the Rhino stuff from Now Playing. The really low priced entry level $20 range, greatest hits, new compilations. This is just kind of a great way for folks to get into vinyl. These things are actually really, really popular. And at a price point of $20, I'm not going to blame folks. So new ones in now. We've got a Curtis Mayfield and a Ray Charles that are in. The Otis Redding got delayed. I will have some copies of the Otis Redding Now Playing next week. But I went back and got some extra older copies of Notorious B.I.G. Now Playing in America. We got another copy of the Gordon Lightfoot, which is always popular, and the Rat Now Playing. So if you're unfamiliar with the Now Playing series, it's just a collection of greatest hits repackaged by Rhino and Warner and put out at a really low price point because they're not spending a ton of money on the album cover design or anything like that. So it will be there. We've got that stuff on the shelf. I would encourage you to check out our drop video from yesterday if you're curious what else is out there. We did get hit pretty hard, but still have a lot of great stuff left, and you can check that out. A couple quick notes on some of the collectibles that dropped yesterday in case they went by the video too quickly. This is a promotional 12-inch single from Earth, Wind, and Fire and the song Getaway. Pretty rare, according to Discogs. We've got ours very reasonably priced, according to what I see on Discogs, but it is a white label promo. If you are a collector of such items and you think those are pretty darn cool, then I encourage you to check this one out. This is on our website at radiowastelandrecords.com for you to check out as well. Another one called Father's Children. It's more of a funk disco-ish one. Got to do more research on this because it's a little screwed up in the Discogs entries, but I did confirm that it is worth a little bit, and we've got that priced out there. That one is also on the website if you're interested in that. Okay, one final note, and hopefully if you're still sticking around, I got to get to this because I am getting a lot of inquiries about the upcoming Alice in Chains reissue of Jar of Flies. This thing was announced, and it was a little vague as far as what they were doing. I had to do some digging on it. There is a limited edition tricolored version of Jar of Flies coming out on March 22nd, right around in through there. And I keep getting asked, are we going to get this? Are we going to get this? Sadly, the answer is no. The only version that I can see available from both of our distributors now is a black vinyl reissue of Jar of Flies. And I tried to figure out why that was and went right to the source. On the Alice in Chains website, their shop store, the tricolored vinyl is listed as a limited edition, and it's called a D2C exclusive color variant, meaning D2C is direct to customer. So those of you looking for that tricolored Jar of Flies reissue from Alice in Chains, the only place you're going to get it is from the website. It looks like it's even sold out on there already, judging by the amount of inquiries I've been getting about it. I'm sure it's going to be tough to get. It'll be on the aftermarket for probably a lot more. But I am sorry about that. Does not look like we're going to get that tricolored version. at all, but we will get a black vinyl reissue of that for those that are looking for it. But looks like Allison Chains is holding that one tight to the vest and saying if we're just going to sell it to our customers web direct. So not a lot we can do with that. We will get what we can otherwise. Okay. On that note, it is now 10 o'clock Eastern on our side. Time to get the doors opened. The lava lamp is percolating. I'll get the turntable spinning, and we will be here for you guys if you'd like to stop on by at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. I'll be here from now until 6 p.m. tonight. This is Saturday. And tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. Got to get used to that. We're closing a little earlier this winter from noon to 4 on Sunday. Otherwise, head over to our website, radiowastelandrecords.com. Check out what we got up on there and stop in to see us if you will. Keep an eye on our podcast at Two Guys Talking About Records. It's got a Facebook page as well. We do with Steve Carlson. And like and subscribe. Do all that stuff you guys do. And I will just wrap it up by saying, I'll say go Lions. Go Lions. I want the home team to win. Let's go for it, guys. Okay, you folks have a great weekend. Stay sane, stay dry without sunlight. Come spin some vinyl with us if you'd like. And we will talk to you in February next week, right here from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks again for being here, everyone.